The contents of this interview, or from Awake and Empowered Expo LLC from Ethan Fox and Flower of Life Center for Human Evolution, is for informational purposes only and does not necessarily reflect the viewpoints held by these organizations or individuals. Always consult with your doctor or health professional before making any changes to your diet, lifestyle, or prescription drug use. Please understand that you assume all responsibility and risk for the use or misuse of this information.
Let's say, Thomas, do you have something that you'd like to say in general to our group here today?
Yes, I am prepared to begin. So, first, my friends, I am wishing you many blessings, as there is an assembly of light in this room that is including of yourselves, as well as many who have brought forth their wisdom into this space, in which we are very grateful to address you. So, first, my friends, I ask you to be in awareness of this message, that we are in a time of great transition, not only on your planet, but what we would call multidimensionally. So, as you are understanding my words, I ask you to further believe and understand that there are many who are culminating in a singular message that is being brought forth to you now. So in this message, there is an energetic field that we wish for you to understand. Now, many would say that your planet is beginning to feel the effects of this energetic field. And this is true, my friends. It is a shift in which we are bringing light to your planet in order to assist in its healing. But more importantly, we ask you to picture this shift of energy to your planet as being connected to one of our own in terms of dimensional consciousness. So when we speak of this energy field, it is not singular in nature. It is not only connected to your own Mother Earth. It is one that is connected to all. So this field of energy that we are speaking of contains all of the knowledge, all of the information, and all of the light, you see, that is needed in order to shift your planet through our own vibration. This is important, you see, because you are connected to this energy. So in knowing that you're connected to this energy, you are receiving of this multi-dimensional connection as well. Many of you, I would say, are connected quite deeper and more directly to this interaction. And that is for several reasons, my friends. What you must understand in this time is that your genetic has been changed. It has been manipulated and taken away from you. And this is not to cause fear, you see. This is not to cause you to feel any type of discouragement, because it is all within you and it is ready to be contained and assembled in order to connect further into this higher dimensional space. Now, what is the key to the reason that you are not able to currently connect in this way? We would say there are many. First, you must consider that in addition to the fact that your genetics have been manipulated, there is a strong energetic field upon your planet that is one of lower vibration. This is affecting this connection. Many, though, we would say, that have evolved further and are healing this multidimensional connection are what some would call immune to this lower vibration. It is not affecting them in the same way it is affecting others. This would be a minority, you see. We would call this minority our band of light workers that are connected to our assistants. This is the definition of light worker. So many of you in this room may feel as if you are a light worker, and we would say yes. But that definition has been skewed, you see. We ask you to look upon this definition of light worker as being connected to this multi-dimensional field of assistance. So you are one of our own, you see. You are not alone in this. We are all connected together in this field of consciousness that is in support. So how is this band of light workers to make this shift upon your human planet to bring others into this higher realm of dimension? We would say the best way to do this is to live this vibration on a daily basis. So many light workers in this time, we would say, are not allowing this light, as it has been intended, to shine through in order to affect others. So think of this light, my friends. What would the definition of this light be? This light would be energy. And if this light is energy and a vibration of frequency, what you must understand is that you are connected to all human beings through this common thread of consciousness. So if you are living this vibration and you are not hiding this light, we would call your vibration, this is how it would heal others and bring them into a higher space. So what is needed in this time for these light workers to allow this light to shine? We would say courage, my friends. Yes. But further, what we would say is allowing your soul to be without fear. Because fear, my friends, is what is being instilled in you. It is not natural to your human structure. It is not something you were born with, and it is not something that you must hold on to. But when we say fear, we ask you to understand that the definition of that word fear is also lower vibration. It is also a dense, heavy energy. It is all the same. So if you are allowing any fear to culminate within your body and block this light, you are lowering your vibration as well, and you are stepping out of this definition of what we would call light workers, which is a common human consciousness that is connected to our own dimension. So, my friends, that is the topic for today that we would like to address with you, is how is it that you can eliminate this fear when it is so prevalent upon your planet? How is it that you can walk and live this vibration and this light without allowing yourself to hide it? There are many suggestions we would like to bring forth, and we will also bring those forth in answers to your questions. But first, we would like to offer some suggestions. We ask that when this fear arises in you, that you are to look at it as what we would call a thread of lower vibration in connection to something else. So if you were to unravel this thread and break it free and pull it in and see what was on the other end of this thread, there would be something of lower vibration that is causing you to attach to fear. What would that be, my friends? Would that be another human being that is of lower consciousness? Would it be a belief that another human being has instilled in you that is of lower consciousness? Would it be a teaching that perhaps was taught to you upon childhood or in a structured form of religion or schooling that is bringing you to this place of lower vibration? This is what is important. Because once you are to look upon all these threads and cut them free and reel them in and really look at the things that are causing them, you will see a common thread here as well. And that common thread you see is low vibration. And that may be in the form of negative energies. It may be in the form of manipulation. It may be in the form of toxins. It may be in the form of human beings that have been manipulated to a place where they are not understanding that they are doing harm, you see. I ask you, what is your belief in God? Is this God outside of yourself? Is it a God that you are to fear? If so, my friend, that is a thread you must cut as well. And understand that the definition of God is within you. And this definition of God will serve you only when it is cut from a place of fear. And that place of fear is without. So when I have brought forth this visual of these threads connected to you, you will notice they are all without. They are all outside of your auric field. They are not within. So my lesson here to you, my friend, is when you are not living this light, when you are not living this mission, when you are not accepting that you are stepping into this role as a healer, and you are not accepting this multidimensional energy that you are connected to, that we have defined as light, it is only because of fear. And where does that fear reside? It resides outside of you. Because fear cannot reside within, you see. There is only love here. There is only a soul here that is connected to your own highest good. So if there is fear that is allowing you to hold yourself back from stepping into this beautiful message of light, we ask you to identify these threads. Notice, my friends, they are all without. And once you begin to recognize the common thread between all of these things, you will begin to sever them and eliminate this fear that has been associated with you being a part of this great mission. And that great mission is to heal your planet. That great mission is to restore it back to its original intent. For its original intent was a place of good. You see, a place of beauty, a place of love, a place where support for all would not only be automatic, we would say, or coming from your soul as its mission. It is serving the entire collective, because human beings that are on this planet do not realize interdimensionally the effect that your consciousness is having on us all. Would we say that you are holding us back, or we place you in blame? We would say no, my friends. But when your planet is healed and that consciousness is healed, and that is an energy that shifts, you can imagine how it is connected to all and how everything will benefit interdimensionally, we would say. Not only beings from other dimensional realms, but past, present, future, as human beings would put into time sequences. It benefits all, and that is the goal. So what you must know is that there is a band of light here to assist you. You are a part of that band of light, and you have a choice in this. You can allow yourself to be attached to these outer things that are causing this fear that is blocking this light from assisting this collective effort, or you can choose to sever them. And that is our most important message to you today.
Thank you. We have several questions here. First question is, who are these beings that are trying to stifle our evolution or our transformation, and what is their motivation?
Yes, my friends. So this would be a difficult definition of who, because we would say it is not one genetic or one race, and we wouldn't even place a name on these beings. We would say they are simply a collective of lower vibrational beings. Now, what is their purpose, you see? We would say long ago, these beings had seen much potential of creation in your planet. These beings had seen the beauty in allowing themselves to take this planet for themselves in order to further their own mission and sustain themselves. What they have found, you see, is actually your planet was created as a higher space of vibration. This was a place that they could not survive and thrive and, in fact, inhabit. This is a common problem for them, you see. Because in our dimension, you can imagine the beauty and the love that is present that would result in this higher vibration. And how would these beings find a home? So how has the planet Earth become manipulated by these beings? What you must understand first, my friend, is that the Mother Earth planet you find yourself on is a living, breathing human being of its own. It was the first human being in a sense, and it is what is life-sustaining for human beings in this time. Now, this lower vibrational presence, we would say, if you must see this, would be attached to the core of this living, breathing human being. Now, what would this core be? If you were to imagine a human being, what is at your core? It is your soul, yes, but also your DNA, your genetic structure, your makeup, not only of DNA, because many people focus on DNA in this time, and we would say that is a correct focus because it is genetics that are vibrational as well. But imagine the entire human structure and how you are connected to this DNA structure. Imagine the intricacy of your veins, your organs. This was all intentional. This was a beautiful creation. Now, your Mother Earth human planet is also a very meticulous and beautiful living, breathing creation. But imagine the core of that Mother Earth being the DNA structure, the organs, the veins, the intricate beauty of the human body, and how that could be manipulated at the core with a lower vibration. This is similar to what happens to human beings, and this is how it is starting. So instead of defining this lower vibration as a race or a breed of some kind, we would just ask you to understand that it is a collective that is attached to the core of Mother Earth, whose intent is to manipulate and change its structure to make it more hospitable or agreeable to their own nature. It is what we would call, unfortunately, a feeding of sorts, or a life-giving activity of sorts. So in order for this lower consciousness to survive comfortably, there must be a lowering of vibration. This lowering of vibration is not only happening on your living, breathing planet, but because you are a human being that is connected to this energy, this is where your entire structure is being affected. Your DNA structure is being changed and manipulated. But in addition to that, the entire intricacy of the body is being affected. So how is this changing human beings, my friend? It is an energy. It is all connected. You are connected to the energy of Mother Earth. So it is fueling itself. And how would we define this lower vibration and how is this happening? It would be very difficult to explain all of that in this short time frame, my friend. But as you can imagine, there are not only toxins upon your planet that are causing this lower vibration. It is a telepathic type of manipulation, we would say. And as human beings have been brought to this lower state of vibration, they are buying into this idea that they are assisting in this, unbeknownst to them. So we are not explaining this to put you in a place of fear, because you see, this is all very easily changed. This is all very easily turned around. It is all within you to connect to this change. And we would say many in this room are already awakened and connected to that consciousness of higher dimension that is here to assist. But you see, we cannot assist unless there is also a human component that is accepting of that energy and vibrationally allowing it to shift a change in others. So we would explain it even further this way. At one point, yes, all human beings were connected interdimensionally, we would say. And all human beings still have that ability to connect interdimensionally, we would say. It has just been forgotten. It has been pushed away by this block of lower vibration that has caused human beings to not be able to remember that they are able to connect this way. Now, the beauty in this is that as we are sending these energies to you to raise the consciousness and energy of the planet, and you are accepting of that, as many are in this room, and you are breaking free of the fear that would hold you back from expressing that at your truest power, that is where the allowing does not take place. But if it does, my friend, it's so easy. Because this consciousness we are all connected to, there's a threshold here. Right now, my friends, we would say human beings, there is only maybe a small percentage that are of this light knowledge. But that small percentage has the ability to shift and affect so many so easily. Because as your vibration raises, those around you must raise with you if you are stepping into it 100% and not allowing a lower vibration to hold you back from that. What does that mean? That means stepping into your power, stepping into your truth, and walking your mission as it has been intended, and not allowing fear to rule that place of standing in light. So that is our most important message to you.
What's the significance of Déjà Vu?
Well, my friends, this is an aspect of time in which human beings have a difficult conceptual knowledge of. So in human terms, what we would call déjà vu is a time in which you are reliving something that you already believed has happened, or you may have felt as has happened. And yes, we would say this is true, that interdimensionally you may be stepping into alternate time frames. And this is possible, especially for those that are interdimensionally connected or awakened to that connection. Why is that, my friends? Because you see, there is no concept of time in our interdimensional space. So imagine this, and this we understand is difficult for human beings. in our realm, there is no past, there is no future, there is only the present. Yes, but your soul, you see, is interdimensional. So if you are remembering something that has happened to you once before, perhaps you are reliving that moment, in a sense, to awaken you to this differential of time. But there is meaning here in every remembrance, you see. And we would venture to say that as this energy is shifting on your planet, and as more human beings are awakening to their light, they will have more instances, not only of this type of remembrance of no time, but also a remembrance of their own soul and how you are a light being. So a light being is not standing within a present or a past. A light being is only moving forward in this present moment in many directions, you see. So we understand this is difficult to understand and conceptualize in your mind. But we will leave you with this final thought, that if this is occurring to you, if you are feeling this knowing that you have been somewhere else, or you are stepping into a reality that seems different to you than where you were a few minutes ago, this is an awakening to you, my friend. This is a knowing that you have that is divulging or coming forward. So we would ask you to remain open to that understanding of your soul being everywhere and connected to everything. And this is all that is a sign of.
Is it true that when we eat meat, we are absorbing the consciousness, emotions, and life experience of animals?
We would say this is a true understanding, but we would take it a step further, my friends. So as a consciousness, which you are, of energy and consciousness, you are perceiving and taking in of all. And this goes beyond just what you are internalizing in terms of food. Take this a step further, my friends. What if you are eating a vegetable? What if this vegetable has been grown in the ground? What if this ground has been contaminated by something that is of lower vibration? But imagine this. What if that ground has not? What if that ground is pure? And what if that ground is buzzing with all of the internal workings of not only consciousness, but insects and animals and light and air and water? And now you are taking in that vegetable. So we ask you to widen your view of this definition of meat to all things, you see. Imagine water, my friends. Imagine even air. When you are breathing this air, how has the air been manipulated? But also, think of the consciousness you find yourself in. Imagine even this room, my friends. And this goes a step further than just what you are consuming. This is an energy. It is all energy. Even that carrot or that piece of meat you are putting within your body is energetic. So, if you are standing in a room of individuals who are of loving high energy, how is that affecting you? If you are connecting with a consciousness that is of low vibration, how is that changing you genetically? This is all relevant. So we would say the answer to your question is yes, because we would ask you to look spiritually upon your planet and decisions that are being made that are not in the area of highest love. But take that definition and widen it out to your entire being, because that is the most important way to look at how you are using your energy and how you are accepting of other energies.
Can you share any wisdom about relationship troubles and patience, time, guidance? What should we try?
Yes, well, my friends, relationships are very important because, you see, especially those that are causing of the most, what human beings would call pain or discomfort. And we ask human beings to pay attention, because when these relationships are coming into your energy, there is a shift that is going on here, and one that is very important of transition. Understand that anyone who is coming into your collective consciousness or space is connected to your own soul in some important way. not only are you walking an experience with them in which you are connected energetically from your own karma and your own soul's evolution, but you have to understand you are playing a role in their own. So it is twofold, my friend. And many human beings like to think of this as one-sided. I am in this relationship and I am being hurt and I am being this and I am being that and I am suffering. And yes, we will deal with that definition of suffering in a minute, but also keep in mind this is a dual perspective you must have because you are serving this individual from a higher perspective as well. So first and foremost, if there is a relationship you're having currently that is causing you what we would call stress or strain or difficulty, we would ask you to look upon this relationship from the highest place of love and the highest place of evolution of your soul. What is it showing you as a mirror to yourself that you must know? What is it bringing up in you that is the most important thing for you to change? And if human beings would do this, you see, the lessons would come very easily. The problem is, my friend, human beings are placing their emphasis on the stress. They're placing their emphasis on the hurt and the pain. This is where you have a free will choice, my friends. You have a free will choice to look at every relationship that is in your life that is causing you pain as an opportunity to grow. And you have a choice of where you tend to place that energy. Do you place it on the pain and the suffering and bring yourself into a state of lower vibration? Or do you place it on the higher good and knowing that every problem, we would say, or every opportunity that is coming to you is one to serve your soul? And if you are to look at it at that perspective, even if the other person in this relationship is not understanding of that high level of consciousness, you get the gift, my friend. You receive the gift of evolving your soul quicker through this experience in order to bring yourself to the next higher place on your path and in your mission. So if there is a relationship that is causing you trouble, I ask you to take that opportunity to grow, love, and learn, and do it quickly. Because it is showing up for you for the best reason possible, we would say.
How can we best handle people with conflicting energies to ours?
Well, my friend, this is a difficult definition. So there are many different types of conflicting energies. And if your energy is of high vibrational nature and you are confronted with someone who is of low vibration, we would most definitely say that you must proceed with caution. But know this. So your level of consciousness comes into play. So many who are aware of energy and vibration in this way, and we have talked about, have evolved their soul to a higher place of connection interdimensionally. They are aware of lower vibrational fields in others. And for the most part, we would say this awareness causes you some protection. But if you are not aware of how your energy field is perhaps manipulated by another, this is where the danger would come in. So if you're feeling unstable in this understanding, but you are recognizing that there is an individual or a human being in your life that is of lower vibration, and you are intending to raise your consciousness to a place where you have light work, physically removing yourself from that person would be the best decision, we would say. However, you must also keep in mind the definition we brought forward earlier, which is that as a light worker, you are connected to a field of consciousness in which you are raising. So many will be attracted to you in this time that are of lower vibration, yes, that you are affecting and serving from a higher place of soul's evolution. So are we advising you to get rid of all these people from your life? We would say, well, no, my friends, because this is where the good can be done. But if you are living from your highest place of integrity and you are connected to your soul and you are awakening and you are knowing of this definition of energy, you have already protected yourself, my friends. It is only when you are allowing yourself to be affected by this other energy is it lowering of your own.
How can we best help our children to develop greater consciousness? We too have teenagers who think it's weird, yet feel that they're greatly suppressing their natural gifts.
Well, as we would use every example of this question in many definitions of relationship, we would always begin with standing in your truth. Because You see, my friends, many human beings in this time, and we understand you are standing in a physical world that has physical definitions of what you must do and how you must raise children and how you must interact with individuals. And many would like to preach this at this time to others. But we would say that by eliminating the fear that we brought forward earlier, and you see we said this would be a common theme, in cutting these threads that are attached to this outer fear, you step into living your true light. You do not hold anything back. And when you are doing that at your highest ability, the others around you will begin to shift purely out of example. Remember, my friends, this definition of energy and how your energy is affecting others. If you are allowing fear in and you are not stepping into your truth as you should, the others around you do not get the full benefit of that light. So our only important wisdom in this matter would be to first step into your own truth fully. Because when you are living that from a place of example, that is when others will begin to fall into line and shift right with you.
Can hypnosis be beneficial to addressing health issues?
Well, my friends, we would refer you to other means first. Now, not to say that this practice you speak of is not correct, because there are many who must rely on these types of techniques in order to help them in this time because they are not connected to their own field of energy and vibration. But, my friends, the most important thing we would like to say is that when you are speaking in terms of human physical health, do not get caught up on the fact that you have skin and bones and organs and blood. And yes, that is all important, as we spoke of earlier, that intricate weaving of beauty of the physical body. What human beings do not take into account is the outer field of etheric energy, your auric field, your spiritual connection, your connection to your soul, the balance of energy in your chakras, the balance of energy to other earth energies. This is all key and most important, we would say, in health. So would we say that hypnosis would be wrong? We would caution you to say that there are some on this planet that have understood how to use the mind in order to trick it into better health or temporarily change a belief. But you see, this is the problem, my friends, is that human beings are relying upon the mind. And there is something bigger going on here than the mind. As a matter of fact, my friends, we would say the mind is quite the problem here sometimes, because people buy into what is going on in their mind. And yes, belief is a strong tool. However, you must understand that you must take into account your connection to your outer energy field and how that could be manipulated or jeopardized or tainted in a way. How your energy field in flow of chakras is blocked, perhaps, and this is even more important because how is the energy outer affected if the energy inner is not working correctly? But also keep in mind that connection to Mother Earth and how that has been manipulated and how there is a lower vibration here. This is something you're dealing with every single day. When you are maintaining a space of health and you are connected to an earth that is not within a state of high vibration, you can imagine the challenge you have on your hands. So we would direct you more to energy and vibration, understanding your own flow of energy and vibration and what may be blocked there for you. Taking into account your mind, yes, but we would say that is not the end-all, be-all, or minute change that will fix your entire being. It can be helpful in some situations, we would say, where your mind is coming into play and blocking an available belief that you must have in your own healing. Because you see, belief and intention is of utmost importance. So if there's a human being who's of a state of mind that I cannot heal, I am broken, will they be able to heal their energy field? We would say no. So in this case, would hypnosis be beneficial? We would say yes. But they could not do that alone. They must heal their energy field and their vibration first.
Who or what altered our DNA?
Well, we would bring you back, my friends, to this definition of these lower vibrational beings that is in the core of Mother Earth. And there was a time, yes, long ago, we would say that was at the point of creation in which these human beings, in terms of the original human beings that were created to start your planet or your race, were of a full and beautiful connection of DNA to our own. So this is a connection interdimensionally with a 12-strand DNA. Now, was that manipulated? We would say yes. How was that done? We would say that would be difficult to explain, but in a sense, what you need to understand is that there was a vibrational connection to lower energies telepathically that resulted in your disappearance of remembering of the fact that your DNA strand can be one, and it can be connected to our own interdimensionally. This was natural for you. How did this happen, my friends? What you must understand is that it is our unfortunate story to tell, and we don't wish for human beings to be in fear of this, again, because you see, if you are in a place of fear, this healing cannot take place. But understand that this DNA strand and connection was not broken, as some may think. It was, in a sense, taken from you. When we say taken, does that mean it's gone away? We would say no, it is still all here. The pieces are in your field of understanding. But imagine this, my friend. We'll take you into present day so you understand how this is currently working, because it is not something that happened once and then has never happened again. It is happening in each moment. Because if this were to have happened one time and human beings were to evolve, you could see how this would have been healed already. But let's take you into present day. In present day, we have vibrational structures on your planet that are not of natural Mother Earth connection. What would those be? You can imagine, my friend, all of the things that are blocking you from the natural resonance of Mother Earth. We are using electronics every minute of every day that are emitting a frequency that is scrambling this remembrance. We are receiving electronic pulses through all types of structures, whether they be man-made or telepathic, that is affecting this remembrance of this full connection of DNA. So in a sense, to make it simple, if you are blocking or shielding yourself from those things, that is where you're raising your consciousness, and that is where this connection is beginning to heal itself, because it is all within you. That remembrance is all there. But every moment of every day, it is being manipulated and blocked from you. It is being hidden from you. It is being hidden from you from your own connection to it through a block of vibrational energy that is lowering your own. So as you continue to raise this vibration, you see, you are building those blocks, we would call them, back together of that remembrance that is raising your consciousness and making you aware of not only what is happening here, but of also your own human genetic being and your history and your connection to all.
I have two more questions for you, and then I'm going to wrap it up because we have to stay on schedule. So just come back next month for the rest of you who didn't get your questions answered this time. Can you explain the concepts of destiny versus free will? Do we in fact have free will, or is everything predestined? Or is it that our physical experience is predestined, but our reaction to it is free will?
We would say the latter would be more correct. And human beings actually do, we would say, have free will of sorts. But you must understand this is drawing upon many different realities. So when we go back to the definition of time, and human beings look upon time in a very narrow space, you must understand that you are standing in a physical body, in a physical world that has a soul that is operating multidimensionally and is taking in information from all of those experiences. Not just the experiences of the present moment, but the experiences of your past lives, your parallel lives, and your present lives. And this is a difficult concept to understand. So when you say you are making a free will choice, are you really making a free will choice based on no information at all? Or is that choice guided by your soul's knowledge of these interdimensional connections? And we would say that is the definition we'd ask you to understand. Now, where does the free will choice come in? Every human being has a free will choice on how they choose to experience their lesson. Now, there are a predetermined set of soul's lessons in each lifetime. We would say that is determined, yes. And you have come into this physical body in this time in order to learn those lessons and accomplish many goals that have been predetermined. The free will choice comes in how you choose to experience those lessons, how quickly you choose to learn them, and how painfully you choose to learn them. So you do have a choice, yes, but understand anytime you're making that free will choice, you're not just basing it on your moment's knowledge or your physical presence. You're basing it on what your soul knows is going on in every experience you have had, will have, or is having, which is a multiple dimensional time frame. So if human beings can begin to grasp their mind around that they are pulling this energy into their body and into their soul from all of these experiences, and that is what is culminating in a free will choice, the choosing comes in as far as suffering in the physical realm, see? So there are free will choices interdimensionally, and there are free will choices physically. And if you can come from a higher space of soul knowing, you will suffer less through those free will choices.
How do we eliminate beliefs we've picked up along the way and uncover those beliefs? How do we uncover those limiting beliefs?
We would say, my friend, your soul already knows that those beliefs are not true. The problem is, my friend, the fear. So we're going back to that fear message again. Anytime you are holding on to a belief that is causing you to not step into your truth, it is connected to fear. So if you are to look at each of these beliefs again and put them under a microscope, we would say, and look upon them as, how are they keeping me in a place of fear? That is where you can begin to let them go. And if you are letting go of fear and you are standing within your power, you will see you will naturally evolve higher than where these decisions were allowed to take you in your own soul's knowing.
We'd like to speak with Mary Magdalene for a moment.
Mary.
Would you like to finish the day by giving us a message?
Yes, I am full of love and blessings for all in this room, and I am very pleased that you have gathered in this assembly of light and love. And you must know, my friends, that you are supported greatly from all, not only of your own guides. And many human beings would like to say, I have a set of guides. No, my friend, they are all here for you. We are all sending you energy and love, and we are pleased that you are continuing on this path of light. Many blessings.
Okay, so we have smoothie social out there if you guys want to go, but if you have any last minute questions for Micheila, just take those too.
Yeah. Do you need to take anything because you channel this very high vibration, so that physically your body is in shape? Do you have to do anything in that tone?
Oh, to stay in shape, are you saying?
Oh, to sort of, like, for instance, vitamins or something like that, to keep your...
It's funny, like we were talking about with the meat, and I used to take a ton of supplements, and I do still. I mean, I'm not going to give anybody any health advice. Jeffrey, you need to come to his class. It's going to be incredible. But I seem to be taking less and less supplements. I don't know why. It's funny, like I tend to forget about them, and then even when I remember, I kind of think, I'm not saying that's a good thing. Don't take any medical advice from me, but my health really seems to be improving. I feel like I've anti-aged. I have more energy than I ever have. People say I look different. I think I do too. But I've changed everything. I mean, I do think the channeling is a huge, huge help to that, no question.
So it doesn't cause like a burnout as such?
No, not at all. No, as a matter of fact, just the opposite. Yeah, I have had those experiences as a medium that are very exhausting, I would say. Yeah, but not as a genius.
Out of all that we just heard, do you remember all of it? Most of what we
I remember Mary. I remember threads. A lot about threads and cutting. I kept seeing cutting threads. It's funny. Sometimes after an hour or so, things will start to come back to me. Like I'll get bits and pieces, or I'll remember things. Like an hour later, sometimes I don't remember anything at all. Especially if I get a lot of questions like this. If I was maybe one person or a shorter channel, I'd probably remember more. But when I've done these types of lectures, I usually don't remember.
Just with your conscious channeling, that's when you do remember.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, always. Sometimes I remember the questions, but I don't remember the answers. I notice that when the questions are asked, my consciousness tends to want to come in a little bit to hear what's going on. And I have different states of consciousness. I've done channels where I've been talking to myself. I have clients in the room. They'll think this is funny, but I mean, I've done channels with clients where I've been saying, answers to questions, and then over here, my mind's been going, I wonder if that's what they wanted to hear. Like, that doesn't sound like anything like they asked me. Or, like my mind sometimes is evaluating what's going on, like, gosh, I hope they like that because that doesn't sound like something, So, but I have varying levels of consciousness, I guess, just to answer your question. If I see something in my mind, I always remember what I see more than what I hear. Definitely, yeah.
Do you watch the tapes back and learn from them?
That was a really hard thing for me to do. I had a hard time listening to myself at first. I still do sometimes. I'm terrible about listening to myself, but I have to say I have some good friends that sometimes force me to do that, and it's the best thing I ever do because I hear things. I'm very skeptical. It's hard not to be. I mean, still today, here I am, but when I hear my channels back, it's the...
You feel like you're looking at somebody else?
Oh, yeah. I look at them back and it's the best thing I could ever do in fueling my belief because I just know it's not me. There's things I say, I'm like, there's no way. I couldn't have made that up. Or the best thing is, I channel for good friends often, and I channeled for a really good friend recently, and I was giving her advice about something constantly, and then I channeled for her, and she asked the advice, and the advice was completely opposite of what she's like, I know that wasn't you, because you never would have told me to do that. I was like, you're right, I never would have told you to do that. So it is good for me to listen back to them, You can understand, it's easy for you to think, gosh, am I making this all up? Am I crazy? We all, but yeah, the best thing I've ever done was listen back to my channels. Yeah.
As an observation, her aura changed as she was channeling different people. And I was actually watching you sit over there in that alcove for a little while too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I thought, and I actually saw something that it almost looked like wings. That's why I went like this. What am I seeing? Then of course it went away. But with Mary, you are pure white. Very pure.
I still feel that. Mary is just
and the other, it was like a golden aura that I saw around you as you were channeling for the questions. It was very interesting. But behind you, because you were going in the front, behind you was different colors. It was lavender and green and different colors. And I saw you kind of moving over, kind of just stepping outside of yourself. So, I kind of came in here just a little tiny bit skeptical. I wanted to see what I could see in you. So, no, I believe it.
Thanks, Barb.
That's ironic to have somebody see Zora skeptical of a channeler. Wow.
We're a skeptical bunch.
But it's being skeptical.
What is the goal?
No, it's not.
That's different.
No, it's just that we have very high expectations for ourselves.
Well, I really think the golden is more like a spirit. A spirit color, something that's, not down in our plane. And it's beautiful color, wow, it's different than, the yellow. It's just like it's almost like the sun, you know, very pure, very vibrant.
I'm going to bring you with me next time I channel.
Can I just ask you a question?
Sure.
When you see a dim aura versus a bright aura, what does that mean?
A lot of times it's the energy's low, or they're having health issues, or they're in stress. You know, it all depends, you know, on the person. And usually dim is, for the most time, it's really low energy, something they're going through and a lot of stress.
So are the brighter people more connected to?
I think we're all connected, but you know, sometimes, you know, just like, you know, just channeling, you know, things get in the way of, you know, you lose in touch of yourself, you know, and what's around you.
All right. Well, enjoy the smoothies out there, and we'll be back in here in about an hour.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Yeah, me too.